Okay, can't leave that. Okay. Oh, I forgot that that was on. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit bad. I just kind of woke up. All right, there we go. Twitch interaction. Are you a Twitch streamer? You can enable Twitch interaction to allow your viewers to interact with your game. Look for the game and Twitch options button for more details. That's what I'm gonna do. Just allow me to start playing, and that'll be great. I kind of woke. For those of you that are watching the video portion of this, just so you know, one, I'm back to streaming on YouTube again, but I'm mostly streaming on Twitch. I'm saying this at the beginning so that way nobody is like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna watch the full video. I'm mostly streaming on Twitch, so head over to Twitch if you ever want, if you want it so that it's, you don't, where there's a day where I'm always streaming. Twitch. I'm usually on Twitch because sometimes OBS or sometimes OBS will be like, oh, what's the
Afternoon. If you bring me a cold one, I might give you a discount.
where for some reason OBS is for some reason like what is what is what is YouTube. Okay, I have to cross a bedroll. Yeah, fine. Oh. That looks like it. So let's anything else? Okay. First things first. We must just deal with it. Like, are we tracking a challenge right now, or? Oh, I need more stone. I need more smooth stone. Okay. Um. Okay, it looks like there is a house near here. And, okay, I know what type of house it is. Unless I want to have another house. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Almost forgot. And now, oh, there. Okay, good. Now, there. There we go. There. Okay, let's go in. Let's go into There we go. What we got? I'll take. Level 2. That's good. It's the closest thing I got to a gun right now because I don't have any pipe pistols. Friends? I'll take. I'll take those. There we go. Anything else? Nope. Okay. I don't know how this goes. Where's the way in? It's over here. I saw that running at me and it scared me. I was like, what is that? There we go. How am I doing on... Okay, so... Our entire goal is to get this full, and then we're gonna start. Hold on. Wait, no, wait, hold on. I saw this. What was this? Killing an enemy will instantly stop a bleeding injury without using bandage. I know what I'm spending that on. The amount of how much that's been needed. What we got? Come on, show me the goods. Okay. Friends. Okay. Okay. Lucky looter. I gotta do lucky looter after we're done with and get in here and bandages. Yeah, I'll take that. Friend. Do we have any come on. Because lucky looter has got to be like one of the best ones that you can have. Okay, this is good. That's good. I can use that. Okay, what we got? What we got? Come on, some good stuff. Okay. And I can't even make that. Okay. One of the things I've found that I really do not like are self-fulfilling prophecies. I don't like self-fulfilling prophecies. Like, yeah, sure, sometimes prophecies are good, but when they're self-fulfilling prophecies, they're not always good. I say this because people, like, okay, to anyone who doesn't know what self-fulfilling prophecy is, I'm gonna give you an example right now. An example of a self-fulfilling prophecy is, let's say you're dating someone, okay? You're dating someone. And you think that this person is going to leave you. So you treat them as if they're going to leave you. So you're like, "Oh, I expect that they're going to leave me, so I'm not really going to get myself attached to them." And in doing so, you distance yourself from them. And because you distance yourself from them, they see that you are not as committed in the relationship as they are, and they're like, oh, well, I don't want to do this if I'm the only one that's pulling the weight here. Both of us need to do this. And then they end up leaving, and because you treated them as if they were going to leave you, so you distanced yourself, they did end up leaving because you decided to distance yourself. And then you're like, see, I was right. They would leave me. I knew that they would leave me. But the reason why they left you is because you made them leave you. You pushed them away. That's the thing about self-fulfilling prophecies, is that you will like push somebody away. And then when it happens, you're like, see, I was right. When in reality, that's not how these things should work. Give me a moment. Yeah, I see that. There we go. Hey, I'm drunk, but I got this. But that's another and that's the thing about self-fulfilling prophecies, is that they're not good. They're not good. All right. There another good example of this. What was his name? It was just like Franklin the Turtle, I think that's what his name was. I don't remember if it was a book, it was one of the books, or if it was one of the episodes of the show. But but they were playing around with like this fortune teller thing. It was like a little dreidel type thing, where like a little top, like a top spinning thing, like those things, the thing that you spin. And he was told that he was gonna have a bad day. Okay, and he was like, oh no, I guess I'm gonna have a bad day. Yeah, so then the day comes where he's like, I guess I'm gonna have a bad day. And his friends come in, they're like, hey, you want to come and hang out with us and go and do this? He's like, yeah, I don't think I can. I was told I was gonna have a bad day today. So what if this bad thing happens? And they're like, are you serious? Come on with us. He's like, no, I can't. They're like, okay, fine. And then a few hours later, they're like, "Hey, when we went and hung out, you missed it. You know those bird eggs that you've been looking at, you've been watching over in a treehouse? Yeah, they just hatched today." And he's like, "Oh, I can't believe I missed that." And then rinse and repeat with the rest of the stuff, where he's like, "Oh, but I was told I was gonna have a bad day today, so I have to stay home and not do this." And then like a really amazing thing happens without him, and he ends up having, and then in the end of the day, he actually is happy because like he doesn't like that those things happen, but he's like, like when the person that was doing the fortune telling thing, they're like, did you have a bad day? And it's like, yeah, I did. It's like, wait, then why are you happy? It's like, because it came true. And that's the thing about that's a good example of a self-fulfilling prophecy. He thought that the day was going to be bad, so he treated it like it was going to be bad, and in turn, because he treated it like it was going to be bad, it in turn became a bad day. That's the only time I think that a self-fulfilling prophecy is good, is when it's like you can find joy out of it. But another example would be like if somebody is if somebody like believes that somebody's a horrible person, so they treat them to be a horrible person. And we see a lot of this with like plays, movies, all this stuff. And as much as I would be like a full on like, yeah, this shouldn't be happening, this is injustice, I feel like that it's been a lot of overplayed. And I feel like that some of this has been overplayed, but there are a lot of things where it's like, no, I think that this is good enough for here. Where werewolves, vampires, and all that stuff, they're good examples. Like werewolves, I think then like when it comes to like sins or what or cursed, it would be like werewolves and vampires. Werewolves would more of embody wrath, and vampires would probably embody pride. I'm not sure what I think Frankenstein would also embody pride. Someone's gonna be like, Frank is, you're supposed to. Frankenstein is the doctor that bailed, then not the monster. Yeah, and that's why I said Frankenstein, not Frankenstein's monster. But here's the thing. Werewolves are a good example, is because like people will treat somebody as if they are a horrible person, and when there is nowhere else to turn to other than being a horrible person, all of a sudden everyone's like, see, I told you they were a horrible person. It's like the only reason why they're a horrible person is because of you. You're the reason why they're like this. I think Wicked is a good example of that. But here's the thing, fun fact, in the original like story of the Wizard of Oz, is hold on, let me oh, I didn't wait, did I just drop my stuff or? Okay, well, I know where I am now. I'm gonna make that my house. But in the original story, the Wicked Witch was just evil. That's it. She was just evil. But it wasn't until like the original like play of Wicked came out where it was like, yep, this is the reason. But yeah, that's another thing. It's like you treat somebody as if they're gonna be a certain way, and you keep on treating them as if they're gonna be that way until finally they're like, fine, you think I'm this person, then fine, I will be that person. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, see, I knew it, they were a bad person. It's like, there's this series, I don't remember what it's called, but it's about this guy who decides to turn his life around and wants to help people. And he talks about how there was this there's one guy that's in prison, who's in who's in like solitary confinement or something. And the reason why he's in jail is because he was put into jail because of like, I think it was like wrongfully accused, I think. Like he was a nice person. But when he got out of jail, people treated him like as if he was a criminal. Well, and no matter how much good he did, people just could not see him as anything but like a bad person, until finally he was like, you know what? Prison is the only place that actually accepted me, so I'm just gonna go and break the law and be a criminal. And that's the thing. It's like this guy was a stand-up citizen, but then he was put into jail for all the wrong reasons. But then he just decided, you know what? Nobody wants me around anymore, so I'm just gonna go back to where the only place that actually was okay with having me. Like, it shows him trying to what's it called, trying to return some stuff, but people just like report him to the police. He tries to explain himself. They don't listen to him. And it's like, I really think that we should think more about, like, if somebody is a bad person or not. Like, what classifies someone as a bad person? What classifies them as a bad person? I think that should be the question. Okay, I'm getting a lot of these. This is gonna be the house that I'm gonna be residing in. I mean, the house I'm gonna be residing in for the rest of this game. All right. But I want to tell you guys something. If you think that today is gonna be a bad day, don't treat it like it's a bad day. All right. Treat it like it's gonna be a good day. You think it's gonna be a bad day? Treat it like it's a good day. The amount of I remember back when I was I've mentioned this before on my streams, that when I first started going to Bible study, one of the first things we do is a thing called highs and lows. And the thing about highs and lows is that what you do is you talk about what's good about your week and what was bad about your week. And something I found was that at first it was oh yeah, the week was so bad, it had all of this and that, but then when I go there, I'm like, okay, I can only talk about like one thing. All right, well, there's so many bad things about this week. I can't just pick. There's so many, I can't pick one. But then after a while, well, it started going to the exact opposite, where now it's no longer, or oh, there's so many, I can't just pick one. Now it's, I can't really complain. I can't complain. Like, yeah, there's some parts that were annoying to me this week, but can't really complain about it. It wasn't really that bad. Like, this week wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. And that's the thing I like about Bible study, and that's why I encourage people that, hey, maybe you should try it out. Like, maybe that's something that you might want to try. I know that people are probably like, oh, stop trying to force religion on us. It's not that I'm trying to force religion on you. It's that, in fact, I'm trying to, like, get you guys to be like, hey, maybe I should try this. So that way, and then, because when you try it, you might like it, and you might be like, you know what, life is not so bad. Just try it, because I know that people are complaining about, like, oh, life sucks, it's horrible. Yes, life sucks. It doesn't mean you can't find joy out of it. Doesn't mean you can't find things that will actually be fun about it. Like, look for the good stuff. If you're gonna look for bad stuff, you're always gonna find something wrong with something. If you're gonna look for the bad stuff, you're always gonna find something wrong with the thing. If you see something that you like, but you only look for the imperfections of it, you're always going to find an imperfection. You're always going to find stuff that isn't right. So stop whining about it and actually try and make a change. All right? Okay. I need to be there at 5. Okay. Okay. Because I want. What are you? Your first taste of combat fuels you. Melee kills grant 2 HP. Well then. So yeah, just try and treat, like at the end of every week, think about what was good and what was bad about the week. Think about that, and then think, I wonder how I can make the next day better. Think about that. And start looking for, and what I recommend is start looking for the good stuff in life. Start looking for the good things in life. Oh, looks like I'm a bit hungry. But yeah, start looking for the good things in life, and you, like, at the end of the week, when you're like, okay, time for me to look for all the good stuff and all the bad stuff. If I assure you, you do that, and you're gonna, and you do that, you find all the good stuff, you find all the bad stuff, then you decide to go out and be like, okay, let me try and only see if I can find the good stuff. Then you're gonna start finding more good things. The more you look for good, the better things get. And the more you do this, the more at the end of the week, when you think back and be like, what was good and what was bad, you're gonna start finding more and more things that were good than bad. You're gonna find more things that were good than bad. I assure you. Oh, you're a feral. You're a feral. I didn't actually expect. hate that I can never find what I need when I need it. But yeah, don't. But yeah, you think about all the good stuff and bad stuff at the end of the day. At the end of the week. Then start trying to find. Then the next week, start trying to find all the good stuff, all the things that actually were good, and you will start finding less and less bad stuff. You start realizing, oh, I don't really need to complain. You start being happier. Why so many pharaohs? Why pharaoh? Why pharaoh? Why pharaoh? Why pharaoh? There. Let's go in. Let's. I don't think. Oh yeah, that's right. I got rid of all the. We can just wait until the until it goes down. While I'm waiting, why not there. Oh, there's more. I thought I just finished all of it. Okay. There we go. There we go. Yeah, of course I don't have it. Of course I don't have the thing. There. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't expect it to break that easily. Wait, wouldn't I be able to make road meat? Oh, that's why. But I started. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that right now. I know people would like the vote. Okay. Now I have to sit here and wait. I'll be back. And I'm back. And it seems that's working. My plan of just sitting here and doing nothing is working. See, now I'm no longer infected. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go to the trader after this. I'm gonna go and check to see, I'm gonna repair this. Alright. I like to think that Indistractable is the reason why, like, sometimes, like, when they mention, like, a story with their significant other, with their spouses, for example, Bob, when he's talking about Mandy, like, he's like, okay, it's Mandy, and then, and, like, Wade's like, oh, okay, I think, okay, great. Or sometimes when they say their wife, like, they'll sometimes forget to mention, like, what their name is. And so it's like, oh, is it Mandy? Or something like that. Or is it Molly? Or is it Amy? And it's like, yes, I thought and I get that that's a running joke. Because it's like, like they all know who it is who they're talking about. But I like to think that the reason why they do that, reason why they say that is because of the fact that that some people don't know what they're what or who they're talking about. Yes. Yes, give me more of that sweet health. I actually need it. If I crouch and do nothing, then my health goes up faster. Okay, good. Okay, well, I want to go on. I want to talk about something I had talked about yesterday. And it's about like what is being deemed inappropriate, which, okay, look, I get it. There's some things that you're not supposed to say. There are things that you're not supposed to say or do or talk about in front of kids, all right? But here's the thing. The route of which we are going, and the way how we are going about this, it's no longer, oh, it's inappropriate. We shouldn't be talking about it. We shouldn't be talking about it because what if there's people that are sensitive about it? No, it's not the fact that there are people that are sensitive about it anymore. It's the fact because you don't want to answer questions, because there are some people that don't know about it and you don't want to, you just don't want to answer questions. That's the entire thing. It's just the fact that you don't want to answer questions. It's the whole thing with parents wanting the school, parents not giving their kids the sex talk because they think the school's gonna teach it, but the school doesn't teach it because because they're like, no, the parents are supposed to teach it, and because of this, nobody ends up kids end up not learning it. When I think it's important to do this, and people are like, so we should just be talking about this and that, and it's like, no, what we should be talking about is the entire reason why the human race is still alive today. That's what we should be talking about. We don't have to, like, yes, I get that porn exists, and yes, I get that all these things exist in the world that are bad, yes, but when it comes to, like, the reason why humanity is still alive, I think that should be, like, a topic that's talked about more. Okay. Oh, shotgun shows up a lot more. Or a lot more, I want to say problem. Oh, don't. I'll come back to that. One day I'll be back with that. Probably should have been crouching when I was doing that. I didn't bring any more lockpicks, nope. Alright. Okay, more stuff to sell. And that's the thing, like, yes, I understand. Yes, there's things that should be, that should be careful with talking around kids. Yes, I understand that. But there are some things where it's like, yes, it's inappropriate, but it's not that inappropriate. It's not that inappropriate. People should learn when it comes. Look, yes, I am fully agreeing with you. Yes, there are things that should be careful to talk about around kids. I understand that. But if somebody, we should probably go about it the same way my dad went about it with me. And that is by this logic. If you're old enough to ask the question, you're old enough to know the answer. That is it. That should be, I honestly think that should be like how it should be going, because that's how he raised me. If I'm old enough to ask the question, I'm old enough to know the answer. I didn't like the answer that I got when I was a kid, but then I got older and I was like, you know what? I'm actually glad that he told me about. I'm glad that he told me that. I'm glad that he was like, you know what? It's like, Dad, where do babies come from? All right, little all right, my son. This is a book. I'm gonna be explaining this to you. Thank you for coming to me. I will answer your question. Like that. That's how I imagine it went down. It did not go down like that, but that's how I like to think it went down. Nah, I don't know why I repaired that. But that's the thing. It's like, I really think that that's how we should go about, like, teaching people. Is that if they are old enough to ask the question, they're old enough to know the answer. If they're old enough to ask the question, they're old enough to know the answer. All right? There's a phrase. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. All right? And that's the thing. That goes back to what I was saying before. The reason why you don't want to know about this is because you don't want to answer questions. You think that they shouldn't be knowing this stuff. And it's like they asked it. Tell them. Why am I missing every single... Let him bleed it. Let him bleed. But yeah, that's my thing, is that the reason why people don't want to talk about stuff is because they don't want to answer questions. They don't want to answer questions. They just don't want to answer the questions because, and I know the reason why they don't want to answer the questions, and it's because they answer the questions like, how do you know? It's like, what kind of deviant are you in order to know the answer to this? And it's like the reason why I know that is because, well, I made it a point to know things. I decided to make it a point to know things. Call me what you want. But the fact that I know this stuff, you should be glad. There's a certain point where I want to make it a point to, like, know things to the point where people will be like, why do you know this? My answer? Because I made it a point to actually learn stuff like that. I'm really hoping it's Celebration. I'm gonna hope that I find some that
Morning. Well, looky here, boys. We got ourselves a real-life hero, and now he wants to be paid. Take a look, but don't expect me to hold your hand through it.
Okay, here we go.
All that gawking at goods, and that's all you buy?
Oh, the zombies are just tinier. Okay.
You got money this time, or you just here to piss me off?
I can sell you that right now because I don't really have anything that of which I a value to give. Okay. There. Now please tell me you have one. I will take one cooking pot from you. One cooking pot. That's good. That's good. Yes. Why, yes. Okay, nothing of... Wait, that would help me.
You cheap ass son of a bitch. That's hey jerk. It's a deal. Disappoint me, and you'll find yourself on the wrong end of a rope.
All right, let me go back to... Let's go back to the house. Let's go back to the house. I'm able to run a lot faster now. Look, I'm gonna look. First things first. Let me at least get this so that way I can. That way I can get more stuff for the get more money for the stuff I do. I might put 1 point into Lucky Looter. I might put 1 point into Lucky Looter. I already got this one, right? Yep. The vote has started. Oh no. Why? What? Spider attack? Zombie vulture attack. Zombie vulture won't be too bad. Watch this. Boom. Baked potato. Bake that. We're gonna bake this potato. I'm gonna make more of this stuff. There. How much do I need? Do I need any more? I need 5. I need that to be 5. So right now, I guess we're just gonna let that. Whoa! I have no stamina. I'm gonna end the episode here. I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank you guys for watching. That's gonna be it. Let's read the Bible. Psalms chapter 14. The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. Their deeds are vile. There is no one who does good. The Lord looks down from heaven on the sons of men to see if there is any who understand, any who seek God. All have turned aside. They have together become corrupt. There is no one who does good, not even one. Will evildoers never learn? Those who devour my people as men and eat bread, and who do not call on the Lord, there they are, overwhelmed with dread. For God is present in company of the righteous. You evildoers frustrate the plans of the poor, but the Lord is their refuge. Oh, that salvation for Israel would come out of Zion. No, when the Lord restores the fortunes of his people, let Jacob rejoice in Israel be glad, and Israel be glad. That's Psalms chapter 14. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for staying. That's going to be it, and goodbye.